press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Namaste children, welcome back to the classroom. We have been discussing about the chapter garbage in and garbage out. In the previous class we will learnt about the vermicomposting process. See, vermicomposting, by the help of the worms, the waste materials or the waste food stuff will be decomposed by the action of microorganisms or the redworms or the earthworm. Thereby vermicomposting will be prepared. See, in today's class we will learn about the activity. The name of the activity is to prepare vermicompost. Vermicompost. See, vermicompost is rich. It is one of the natural process and which provides the high quality of manure. And see, this is the vermicompost, high quality of manure will be produced from this vermicompost. So this is all about the vermicompost. So the activity name is to prepare the vermicompost, and this is the theory of the vermicompost. It is one of the natural process, and here high quality of the manure will be produced from this vermicompost. And the materials required are soil, sand, and the food items, especially the kitchen waste. And next one is the etc. Some of the materials will required. And the procedure of this preparation of the vermicompost is, first we have to dig a pit into the floor, and about 30 centimeters we have to dig a pit, and later we have to keep the spread the thick layer of the sand over to the pit, and about 2 centimeters we have to spread the sand layer, and after that we have to put the kitchen waste or the kitchen waste like fruit peel and vegetables peel, we have to spread it over. And after that, instead of these we have to also add cow dung and paper and polythene bag. If it is wasted, means we have to also add it. And see, this is how. After that we have to sprinkle some water and put the redworms into this pit. And after 1 month we can see the color of the soil will become change, and that is black color will be appear. And this is nothing but the humus soil, which is rich in the fertile soil, which is rich in the nutrient. See, usually the redworms or the earthworm will be decomposed and eaten by these waste, and which converted into the compost or the manure. See, this is how vermicomposting can be prepared. See, I will draw the diagram here which shows the redworms will decompose the waste. After decomposing, the soil will become the black in color, which is usually present the nutrient. And see, this is how you we can made the vermicompost, and you can do in your home also with the help of elders. And see, this is how the preparation of the vermicompost will be takes place. Once again I will tell you this activity. See, in this activity we have to take the redworms and sand, and for sprinkling water will be present. And next many other materials will be required. And procedure for this vermicomposting, first we have to dig a pit of about 30 centimeters. We have to dig a pit, and after in that pit 2 centimeter layer of a thick layer of a sand we have to spread it over. And after that, kitchen waste, which may include the fruit peel as well as the vegetable peel, we have to spread it over. And along with this we also add the cow dung as well as the grasses and paper we have also added. and after that we have to keep this vermicompost in a shady place, and so that the sunlight will not fall onto that vermicompost, since the bacteria will becomes die. So that we have to place this vermicompost in a shady place, and after that we have to sprinkle some water and cover this vermicompost with the help of grass. If grass is not available, means we have to keep it in a bag, we have to cover it, polythene bag, jute bag, we have to cover it, and after that we have to put some red worms, and after 1 month we can see the soil that it becomes the black in color, since the bacteria or the red worms will eat up these waste, and later it will decompose and convert into the manure form, and like that by the action of red worms and earthworms, these soil will convert it into the humus soil, and which is useful for growing the plant, and development of the plant will be takes place. And see, during this process, that is vermicomposting process, the red worms will multiply its growth, and later after 1 month we can see that there is a large amount of growing of the red worms will be takes place, and which indicates that the composting will be done in a clear way, and this is how the vermicomposting can be made. And see, this vermicomposting usually done in a large scale, where there is a crop will be present, and for the growing crop will utilize this crop by using the vermicomposting. It is very cheapest and also easily can be made in our home and any other places where there is a sunlight will not fall. So this is all about the vermicomposting. See, for vermicomposting, as I told you in the preceding section about the worm. See, worm for multiplying, for growing the worms, it should require the moisture content which is present in the environment. If it is not available, then we have to sprinkle the water to the red worms, so that it will maintain the moisture content, and shady place and moderate temperature it will require for growing the or for multiplying the red worms. And see, this is how we can done this vermicompost in our home also. From this activity it shows that red worms help to convert red worms. See, this is the conclusion. Red worms helps to converts convert the waste material into compost. So this is the conclusion, where we can say that the red worms helps to convert the waste materials into compost. See, after completion of the vermicomposting process, the red worms decompose the waste into useful nutrient. The soil which contains the nutrient and which can be recycled, and after putting these soil to the garden or any other places where the plants will be grow, which if you put these soil, means which is rich in nutrient, and thereby the plants will grow healthy and also without any causing the disease. And see, this is all about the activity where we can learn about how to make the vermicompost in our home also. So next we shall move on to the think and throw, another concept of think and throw. Think and throw. See, next concept is the think and throw. Every houses which produce huge amount of the garbage, and these garbage which may produce the biodegradable substance and also the non-biodegradable substance. And non-biodegradable substance we can also utilize to make it into useful one. For example, consider the glass jar or the plastic jar. Plastic jar. See, instead of throwing to the dustbin, this plastic jar can utilize for keeping the food items like oil, pickles, and other food items. We can keep it in this plastic jar. And see, before getting throw into the dustbin, we have to think it over, and we have to reuse such a type of non-biodegradable waste, and which can be useful for us only. And next one is the mat. Usually the mat requires the cloth. See, waste cloth and the waste wool, we can make it use for making the mat. Cloth and wool, by using such a type of materials, we can useful for making the mat. And next one is the older charts. See, old charts can also useful for binding the file, and see, binding the file, and greeting cards can also be useful. We can make it use by this method. And next one is the diaries. See, different types of diaries, we can throw it into the dustbin. Without throwing this such items, we can reuse. For example, diary we can useful for the invitation cards also. And next one is the paper. See, paper also, without throwing into the dustbin, we can reuse for vermicomposting process also. And see, these are the some examples I have written on the board, which we should think it over before getting throw outside. We should think it over for reuse the waste before throw them as a waste. Before throw them as a waste, we have to think it over, and later we can reuse it. And next one is the, see, we should think to reuse some of the waste before throwing as a waste into the dustbin. See, like that plastic jar, we also useful to keep the food items like pickles, and also we can keep it the oil and different food stuff and food items, we can also keep it in the plastic jar without throwing into the dustbin. Next one is the mat. See, mat we can useful for making the waste cloth and as well as the wool. Next one is the old chart. Old chart, usually we throw into the dustbin. Instead of throwing the old chart, we can useful for the binding the files, and also the different types of objects can be prepared, like greeting cards can also be prepared. And see, this is all about the concept of think and throw. Next we shall move on to the another concept, that is 3Rs rule. Say, as the name only indicates, 3Rs. Government implement this 3Rs rule to the every human beings. See, what is the meaning of then 3Rs means? Reuse, reduce and recycle. Reuse, reduce and recycle. The 3Rs meaning is the reuse, reduce and recycle. So in which first one is the reuse. Reuse the things as many as possible. Reuse reuse the things as many as possible. Next one is the reduce. See, we have to reduce the non-biodegradable substance which is dangerous for the environment. Non-biodegradable waste. We have to reduce the non-biodegradable waste since it is damage to the environment. So we have to minimize by using the non-biodegradable waste or the materials like plastic, glass and the metal items. And next one is the recycle. See, recycle all the man-made materials like plastic. See, already we know that plastic is a non-biodegradable substance since it is not acted on the bacteria. By the action of microorganisms, it will not decay. So that's why we have to recycle such a type of materials. That is usually the man-made materials we have to recycle. So this is all about the 3RS rule. See, reuse, reduce and recycle. Reuse, we have to reuse the things as many as possible. As I told you, the plastic jar which we can usually keep the food items like pickles and oils. We also keep it in the plastic jar. And next one is the reduce. We should minimize the use of the non-biodegradable substance in the nature and which affect our environment and which adversely affect to human life only. Next one is the recycle. Man-made materials which are all materials like plastic, metals and glass which are made by the man so that it can be recycled. So this is all about the 3RS rule. Next we shall move on to the 4RS rule. After implementing this 3RS rule, government also adopt the another rule, that is 4RS rule. See, in the 4RS rule, one more R will be added. See, in the 4RS rule, as the previous one, that is reuse, reduce, recycle and respect. One R is added. Respect for the nature as well as the natural resources. Nature and natural resources without damaging the resources. If the environment or the surrounding will be damaged, means it will damage to our life, and not only for the human life but also for the living things like different types of birds, animals and microorganisms will also affect this condition. So generally the government will implement these 4RS rule to the all human beings. That is we should respect the nature as well as the natural resources which helps to. This is a way where we improve our quality of the living in the nature. And see, this is all about the 3RS rule and as well as the 4RS rule. See, in the 3RS rule, we should reuse, reduce as well as the recycle. We reuse the materials as many as possible, and next one is we have to reduce the non-biodegradable substance which affect for the environment and which adversely affect for human life and all creature in the nature, and also recycle. Man-made materials will be recycled, like metals we can recycle by taking the materials to the factories and industries where they can melt it and can be molded so that it can be easily once again new product will be produced. And next one is the 4Rs rule: reuse, reduce, recycle and respect. Here also the same rule will be applied. One more R is added, that is respect. We should respect the nature and also the natural resources. See, if without damaging the nature, we have to secure our nature as well as the natural resources, and like that we have to improve our life in a standard quality way. And see, this is all about the 3Rs and the 4Rs rule. Next we shall move on to the another concept, that is recycling. Recycling is nothing but it is one of the processing where we use the materials into new product. See, recycling is nothing but it is one of the processing of used materials into new product. Recycling is nothing but it is one of the processing of used materials into new products. We call it as a recycling. And here the recycling new product to prevent the waste of useful things is called as recycling. And see, there are different types of recycling process will be there, in which first one is the recycling of the paper. Recycling of paper. Second one is the recycling of metals. Third one is recycling of glass. Fourth one is the recycling of plastic. See, among these recycling, paper is one of the biodegradable substance, whereas all remaining are the non-biodegradable substance where we can recycle. See, recycling of the papers like books, calendars, newspaper, etc. Next one is the recycling of the metals like bottle cap and tap where the water running, and coin, metal items, etc. Next, glass items like plate, bottle, different types of objects which are made up of a glass. And next one is the plastic, recycling of the plastic like plastic bottle, cup, plate, etc. See, these are the different types of recycling process which we seen in the nature. See, in which first one is the recycling of the paper. See, recycling of the paper where books, calendar, newspaper, etc. will be recycled, and metals like bottle caps, tap, coin, etc. will be recycled, and like that glass and plastic which we can recycle. See, these are the different types of recycling process. So this is all about the today's class. In the next class we will learn some more concept about this chapter. Thank you.